In the glamorous world of Turkish entertainment, where red carpets glitter every weekend and the headlines often revolve around scandal, rivalry, or sudden heartbreak, few moments manage to cut through the noise with pure, unfiltered charm. But this past weekend, in a ballroom overlooking the Bosphorus, something rare unfolded, a moment so unexpected, so elegant, and so emotionally charged that it has now become the centerpiece of conversations across Turkey and beyond. The occasion was a prestigious charity gala, held inside one of Istanbul's most historic hotels. The event itself was already designed to impress. Chandeliers glittered above the tables, a live orchestra performed classics from Turkish cinema, and some of the nation's most beloved actors, directors, and musicians filled the guest list. The night was dedicated to raising funds for children's arts programs, but by the end of the evening, all eyes and headlines belonged to a single, unforgettable scene, the romantic, unscripted dance between Elçin Sengu and Barış Arduç. For fans who have adored this duo since their iconic pairing in the hit TV series Karalık Aşk, just seeing them in the same room again was enough to spark excitement. That show, which ran nearly a decade ago, turned them into one of Turkey's most celebrated screen couples, forever immortalized as Defne and Ömer. Over the years, they've taken different paths in their careers, but their joint appearances always reignite a sense of nostalgia that refuses to fade. Yet what happened at this gala exceeded every expectation. According to attendees, the orchestra had just begun playing a slow, jazzy interpretation of a beloved Turkish classic when Barış, dressed in a perfectly tailored midnight blue suit, extended his hand toward Elçin. She, in a floor-length crimson gown that shimmered under the lights, accepted with a quiet smile. Together, they stepped onto the small wooden dance floor at the center of the ballroom. What followed lasted only 3 minutes, but for those who watched, time seemed to slow down. There was no choreography, no rehearsed performance, only the gentle sway of two people who clearly shared a bond deeper than words. Elçin rested her head lightly on Barış's shoulder. Barış whispered something that made her laugh softly. Their eyes met, and in that gaze, countless fans saw the spark they had once cherished on screen suddenly reignited, as though the characters of Defne and Ömer had returned for a fleeting encore. Guests at the gala described the scene as magnetic and effortless. One attendee recalled, "It didn't feel like a performance at all. It felt like we were intruding on something private, something delicate, yet it was happening right before us." The orchestra leader himself commented afterward that the atmosphere in the hall transformed in that instant. It felt lighter, warmer, as if everyone suddenly remembered why they fell in love with stories of love in the first place. Within hours, videos from the gala began circulating online. Though cameras were not supposed to dominate the event, enough glimpses were captured by journalists and influencers to fuel an online firestorm. Instagram was flooded with slow-motion edits of the dance. Twitter, or X, erupted with trending hashtags like #ElçinAnBaristans and #GalaMagic, and TikTok compilations paired the footage with emotional music, drawing millions of views overnight. By morning, the headlines were unanimous. This was the moment of the year. Not just in Turkey, but in international fan circles as well, from Italy to Brazil, Spain to Argentina, where Karalık Aşk had found devoted audiences through streaming platforms. The nostalgia, the elegance, the authenticity of the dance made it universal. But beyond the viral buzz, the night carried deeper significance. In an industry often dominated by carefully staged publicity stunts, this moment was unscripted. The charity's press office confirmed that they had no knowledge of the dance ahead of time. It wasn't part of the schedule, nor a calculated strategy to draw attention. Instead, it was born out of spontaneity, and that is precisely why it resonated so powerfully. Of course, with virality comes speculation. Fans across social media reignited long-standing debates. Was this purely a friendly gesture between two professionals who respect each other deeply? Or was there a hidden spark of romance still lingering between them? Some argued that the way Elson smiled at Barry spoke volumes. Others pointed to his protective hand on her back, reading it as an intimate sign. Still, the two stars themselves have remained silent. Their official accounts made no mention of the dance, instead focusing on upcoming projects and charity acknowledgements, letting the moment breathe on its own. Entertainment columnists quickly jumped into the discussion. Some emphasized that audiences often blur the line between on-screen chemistry and real-life relationships. One op-ed warned, "We must be careful not to trap actors in the characters they once played. Their connection is real, yes, but it may not be the romance fans hope for." Others, however, celebrated the dance as a reminder that genuine warmth and respect can exist off-screen without being overshadowed by gossip. For Elson, the gala arrived at an important point in her personal and professional journey. Recently, she has been preparing for a musical debut, an intimate acoustic concert series. Insiders say Barry's was among the very first to buy tickets, a small but telling gesture of support. For his part, Barry's continues to balance a demanding filming schedule but has always been vocal about respecting Elson's talents. Their mutual encouragement has long been admired by colleagues who describe their friendship as both rare and inspiring in the competitive entertainment industry. The cultural resonance of this moment cannot be overstated. In Turkey, where celebrity culture often intertwines with national identity, seeing two of the most beloved figures reconnect in such a graceful way touched something deeper. Lifestyle magazines drew comparisons to iconic European duos like Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem, noting that the blend of glamour, nostalgia, and sincerity carried international appeal. And then there is the charity itself. Organizers later reported a surge in interest for next year's gala, with ticket requests tripling in the days following the viral storm. What began as a night to support children's arts programs ended with a bonus ripple effect, increased awareness, higher visibility, and greater donations. For the beneficiaries of the evening, the magic of Elson and Barry's dance translated into very real, tangible support. Perhaps what makes this story so enduring is its simplicity. No scripted drama, no scandal, no marketing strategy. Just two individuals who once captured hearts through fiction, reminding audiences that human connection is timeless. It didn't matter whether it was love, friendship, or nostalgia, what mattered was the authenticity of the gesture. As the weeks go on, speculation may fade, new headlines will emerge, and fresh stories will occupy the public's attention. Yet for fans of Turkish television, the Bosphorus Gala of 2025 will always be remembered as the night when Elson Sengu and Barry's Ardak, without saying a word, reminded the world of the magic they once created together. And now, dear viewers, we turn the spotlight onto you. Do you believe their dance was simply a beautiful gesture of friendship, or could it hint at a deeper bond still unspoken? Should actors be free to share such spontaneous moments without the burden of public speculation, or is that the inevitable cost of fame? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed reliving this magical night with us, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our community for more stories that celebrate love, art, and the unforgettable moments that define celebrity culture. Because sometimes, the most powerful headlines are not about scandals or rivalries, but about two people swaying together on a dance floor, reminding us all that connection, in its purest form, still has the power to take our breath away.